My daughter's life has been irrevocably altered. At just 6 years old, she is at one of the most impressionable stages of her life. She was only 4 when she waited at school for her dad to pick her up, not understanding why he never came. When I arrived, she was confused and desperately wanted to call him, but each call went unanswered. I had to explain to her that her daddy wouldn't be coming back because someone had hurt him. I watched her curl up in my arms, hiding her face as she processed this unimaginable loss.
A little girl waits at school for her father to pick her up, but he never comes. Police arrive at his home expecting a routine welfare check until one officer looks through a window and everything changes.
Todd had been there a while.
He's been sitting there for a while. That blood's dried up.
Okay.
Can you tell me
What's that?
It looks weird.
What they find inside is not what anyone expected, and what investigators uncover in the hours that follow reveals a hidden life few people knew existed. This is the story of Dr. Todd Morgan, a man who seemed to have it all figured out until one morning in April 2023 shattered everything. Dr. Todd Morgan was a 41-year-old business professor at Cleveland State University and a devoted father of 2. To those who knew him, he appeared serious, accomplished, and deeply committed to his children, having built a stable life with a career and a home in the quiet suburb of Hudson, Ohio. However, behind that polished image was a more complicated personal life shaped by past mistakes and behaviors he had not fully left behind. On the afternoon of April 19, 2023, a single phone call set off a chain of events that would bring those hidden parts into the open.
I was wondering if I'd be able to request a wellness check on someone.
Okay, what's going on?
So my daughter was supposed to be picked up by her father today, and I got a call from the school that she was still at the school, so I ended up picking her up. They tried to contact him. I tried to call him a couple times and haven't received anything back.
And what's his name?
Todd Morgan.
Has he ever done anything like this?
No, I don't think he would forget his daughter from school, but we are going through some custody issues right now, which is why I find it to be a little bit more unusual.
When you call him, does it go straight to voicemail or does it ring?
It rings.
That call came from Mary Ann, Todd's ex-girlfriend and the mother of his 4-year-old daughter. Officers are dispatched to Todd's home on West Streetsboro Street just before 7 p.m. It is a quiet house, large, set back from the road. The kind of neighborhood where nothing is supposed to happen. 2 officers pull up and try to reach Todd at the front door and they find nothing. So they do what they were trained to do, they walk around and look through the windows.
Validated as a DPW.
Is he in the floor? Oh, shoot. You said you see blood?
What the officer sees through that glass sends both of them running toward the back of the house. The tone shifts from a routine check to something far more serious.
110 radio. Come on, go run back. Get EMS out here. Oh boy. There's a lot of blood. Party looks to be, I might have fell. Crap. Oh, it's open. Oh, wow.
Inside, just a few steps from the back door, they find Todd Morgan on the floor. He is in his dressing gown. There is a significant wound to his head. The blood has dried, and he has been there for hours. At first glance, the officers consider the possibility that this might be self-inflicted, but there is a problem. Shell casings are scattered across the floor, and there is no gun anywhere in sight.
I don't see a weapon. That's why I'm thinking something else.
The house is cleared room by room, and the master bedroom presents a telling scene, with an unmade bed, alcohol bottles, and condom wrappers scattered across the floor. In one of the children's rooms, a piggy bank has been knocked over, leaving loose change spread across the ground, yet the rest of the house appears largely undisturbed. No electronics have been taken, no drawers have been ransacked. Todd's Porsche SUV remains untouched in the driveway and his wallet is still inside, suggesting that this was not a robbery.
So he's laying on his back with a gunshot wound to the head at the back door, and it looks like the door was forced out, as in out to the door. So I'd like for somebody to come out and take a look. There's shell casings all over the place, and
The back door becomes an important detail, as the damage to the frame appears to have come from the inside, suggesting not a forced entry, but a forced exit. A piece of the lock is found on the deck several feet away, indicating that someone had been inside the house and left through that door. When additional units arrive and the first responders give their account, one fact stands out above all others.
Todd had been there a while.
He's been sitting there for a while. That blood's dried up.
Okay.
Can you tell me
What's that?
it looks weird.
Detectives request an autopsy. Todd Morgan was shot 7 times with a 9mm handgun. 1 round was fired at close range. 2 bullets struck near his collarbone, wounds the medical examiner says would have been fatal within minutes. This was not accidental, and this was not self-inflicted. It was deliberate. And then, as investigators walk the scene one more time, they notice something that changes the direction of the entire investigation.
Let me double check Sean's tread.
Unless when Sean walks back out, he did, but we won't get over the water.
All right. Lee, just for good measure, bottom of your feet. All right, definitely. Can I see your tread on your shoes? Yeah, definitely not you. Okay. There's footprints all over in the blood, and it looks like boots. So.
I don't think it's Cassie's there because her tread's.
Yeah, it matches nobody's.
The footprints do not belong to any officer, and they do not belong to any paramedic. Someone else walked through Todd Morgan's blood that morning, and that someone walked out the back door, down the steps, and away from this house. Investigators go door to door. Linda lives down the street. She has something to say about him, but it is difficult to put into words.
That there's something off about him. Like, I get really feelings about people when I meet people. And I always said, I don't think there seems to be something strange about him, but I think.
She goes on to describe something that stuck with her.
He said he worked from home. What does he do? He drives a Porsche.
It could be some kind of computer on work at home job. I mean, that's pretty common nowadays.
Fixing up the house the whole time. Where does this guy get his money from? I don't know.
And then there was the babysitting arrangement itself. The way she describes it, something about it just felt off to her.
Like, what does he do? And he says, he needs to run errands and go to the gym, and so he wants my daughter to babysit. Where's he going?
You ever noticed any depression or anything like that?
He just seems off.
Just seems off.
He seems like off, like weird. Like, I don't know. I get a very off feeling about him.
What's your name, ma'am?
My name's Linda.
Later, the man next door, a retired grandfather who spends most of his days at home, tells officers that everything seemed normal that morning.
Have you seen anyone at the house or hear anything?
Seen anything, and I'm retired, recently retired. I'm here all the time.
You're here. You haven't heard anything?
Haven't heard
anything?
a peep.
Okay. All right.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, we're just...
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Todd Morgan. I hope he's okay. He seems like a nice guy. I mean, he's been here a year and a half.
Year and a half.
Kids.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
But then, investigators find Eugene and Sherry, a couple who live nearby and were both awake and moving around their home early that morning. They have something very specific to share.
Saw somebody come out of the house to the car that was next to the Porsche. They were in the car. I mean, it was there.
The Porsche?
No, it was next to the Porsche.
Okay.
And it was there when I woke up this morning at 5 o'clock. You know, as I walked.
The car was already there.
The car was already there. The person was due. When I woke up.
Okay.
But at 7:15, 7:20, I heard. And then I saw someone come out of the house, go to the car, open up the car, was there for a while, and then took something back into the house, like a package or a box, it looked like.
Okay.
And then came back out, not running, but walking fast.
Quick paced?
Yes.
At what time was that?
It had to be 7:20.
At 7:20?
Yeah, that it all happened within a couple of minutes.
You heard the
two shots, I'm assuming. I don't know. And then I thought someone was banging on something. And then a little pause, and then 3 more, 4.
Eugene's wife, Sherry, was in a different part of the house at the same time, and she got a closer look at the person leaving.
No, I didn't. I did not. Okay. I did not see the person.
Okay.
My wife thinks it was long hair.
We were in different places, so I was finishing my career here. I teach in Swinburne, so I had a meeting this morning, so I had to be at work early. So I was finishing up my coffee in his office room up there. I think you were coming out of the bathroom. So we have this big, like we have a balcony right there.
Sure.
So he was coming back to his office from the bathroom. And I said, did you hear that? And he goes, what? And I go, I don't know. It kind of sounded like gunshot. But then you live in Hudson. You don't, you just, in the perspective, like it would never in a million years. And there's cars up there all the time that have popping noises and trucks. So I didn't think anything of it. I heard boom, boom. And then I thought it was boom, boom, but there was a little bit of pause. But I was not even thinking it was gunshot until after it happened. So then I saw somebody come out of the house with long hair to the shoulders. I couldn't even tell you if it was male or female, to be honest with you. It looked like a smaller frame, not a big person.
Together, the two of them paint a clearer picture.
So I get ready right there, and it's a clear shot. It was a car I'd never seen. I got up at, I left the house at 7:23 today because I'm thinking I'm going to be late for my 7:40 meeting. So that's how I know what time it was when I left the house. So that person came out, like Jean said, grabbed something from the car. I thought it was more like a package. He thought it was like a box. Again, we weren't putting anything in perspective. It's just what we walked in passing by. And then the person took something back into the house, came back out, and then just drove away. And Jean even commented like, well, there couldn't have been anything. They're not in a rush. So.
Okay. And how long were they, once they were turned into the house, how long were they there for?
I mean, it was just
it was like they
walk in,
went
walk
in,
back out.
Yeah.
Threw something on the floor, and
I couldn't even tell you after we heard that boom boom what time we was at, like right away. I don't even remember.
Okay. And that car was sitting in the driveway when you guys woke up at 5.
There was nothing frantic about the way the person left the house. There was no running and no sudden movement, just someone who walked out calmly and drove away without drawing attention. Later that evening, Eugene reviewed his Ring doorbell footage and noticed a faint image of the vehicle, a light-colored crossover parked beside Todd's black SUV. By 7:30 that morning, the vehicle was no longer there. The next day, detectives go to Mary Ann. She was the one who made that first call, and now she has to hear what investigators found.
I'm just boyfriend of Mary.
Okay.
So, we found Todd dead today. So,
And any explanation?
we're still in ongoing investigation. We have the detectives looking into it right now.
Yeah, as we find out more, we can, obviously let you guys know what more is going on. But right now it is an investigation. It's under investigation, so.
At the residence?
At his
Can you
house.
tell us anything?
Yeah.
At his home, we found him dead on
Yeah.
home.
When's the last time you heard from him?
It was a text on Saturday, maybe. I'd have to look at my phone.
You need your phone?
Text on Saturday.
Yeah, thank you, sir, if you don't mind.
You need it?
Yeah, thank you.
But so he's required to do an eye sober device.
What's that?
It's to he'll breathe into it and it reads whether he's had a drink or not.
For the vehicle?
Just any.
Oh, wow, anything at all, okay.
And the last report I got was from yesterday at 7:00 in the morning.
You get reports from
Yeah,
the
it
ISO?
emails
No
the
kidding.
results.
You got a result for that test yesterday.
Yes, I can pull it up.
Does it give numbers or just say if it's positive or negative for alcohol?
It does give numbers.
Okay.
What's this test called again?
Eye sober device.
So you knew he was alive yesterday, then? Okay. Does he have any strange friends or anything? Anything weird happened yesterday you know of?
Not that I know of.
While Mary Ann... That detail matters because it shows that he was alive early on April 19th, provides investigators with a clearer time frame, and supports the neighbor's account of hearing sounds around 7:20 a.m. Before leaving, Mary Ann shares one more thing, something she had almost forgotten to mention.
That he said felt threatened by her and him ever having to exchange anything in person.
Okay.
So they would meet.
They would meet at like a police department or a common area.
It's his girlfriend's...
His ex-wife's boyfriend.
His other ex-wife's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It is a lead, but before detectives can fully pursue it, another development significantly advances the case. A 911 call was placed from Todd's home address on the morning of April 19th at 7:21 a.m., which aligns closely with the time neighbors reported hearing unusual sounds. Although the call connected, no one spoke, leading dispatchers to initially assume it was an accidental SOS triggered by a phone. However, when investigators traced the number, they discovered it did not belong to Todd Morgan, but to a woman named Teriana Paschal from Akron, who was described as having a small frame, long dark hair, and driving a silver crossover. Investigators go straight to the address linked to Teriana's phone. What they find when they get there is not cooperation.
What are we doing? What was she in trouble? Well, when you talk to her. Oh, okay. I definitely let her know.
You tell her to call the Hudson Police Department? Hudson Police Department, Hudson, Ohio.
Okay, I sure will.
What friend she's staying with?
I don't know, man. It's some friend. I mean, she's a friend. You know, look like a little girlfriend. You know, she's a young girl. I'm an older man, and you know, I'm just getting but it ain't all like that. You know.
What can you tell me about?
Sir, you mind if we come in the house to check just to make sure she's not here?
Hell no, you know what time it is. I'm in the bed. My dog barking. My grandkids upstairs in the bed. Y'all think y'all want to walk through my dog's house? Hell no.
Unable to secure a warrant that night, detectives track her movements using phone data. Her phone places her at Todd's address after midnight on April 19th, and it leaves the area at 60 miles per hour just 6 minutes after that accidental 911 call. Todd's phone follows the same path until it suddenly stops moving on the highway and is never recovered. They eventually find Teriana at her sister's apartment. Her silver Ford Taurus X with no rear license plate is sitting in the parking lot. Inside the interrogation room, Teriana is composed. She denies everything.
Daddy, I only called your phone. Why would it dial 911 on April 19th? My phone? Yeah. I don't know. Okay. So here's what's interesting about these two photos. Right? Okay, these two photos were actually on your phone. On my phone? Mm-hmm. Well, they weren't on my phone. You actually typed in a search for this guy, and you viewed this image on your phone. You also did a search for 320 West Streetsville Street, and you viewed this image on your phone. Gary, I would give you an opportunity here to talk to us. We need to know what happened. Okay, and I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on. Well,
Detectives then lay out what they have.
Information. We have DNA evidence. We have video. We have phone calls. We have Bumble chat messages. Okay, we have shell casings. We have shoe prints. We've got a lot of stuff.
Phone data shows she was at Todd's home through the night. Ring camera footage shows her silver Taurus parked at the back of the house. The bloody footprints on the back deck match a specific style of Nike sneaker, the same pair Teriana was photographed wearing on her social media pages months earlier. Her DNA is found in Todd's bedroom, and her gun is the murder weapon, the same firearm tied to an unsolved homicide from 2021. Then comes the matter of the money.
So, Todd Morgan sent you $50 morning of April 19th. I don't know. Okay, but he did. So, what I want to ask you is, there was another payment about 23 minutes later. There was a $1,000 payment that was sent from Todd Morgan to Black Beauty. And you confirm that Black Beauty, this Cash App is you. That's you, obviously, in that picture. So he sent you $1,000. Now, we go back to a $50 payment. You say, guys send you random $50 every now and then. Okay, you guys send you random $1,000 payments? No. Okay, so it can happen.
The second payment of $1,000, that $1,000 transfer never went through. It required a confirmation from Todd's phone, a notification that arrived just before 7:30 a.m. Todd never tapped confirm because he was already gone by then. Through all of it, Teriana says she does not remember him. She never confessed, but she did not need to. The evidence had already done the work. In September 2024, the case came before a judge. Teriana Paschal had initially pleaded not guilty and prepared for a full trial. But on the morning the trial was set to begin, she accepted a plea deal. She stands in that courtroom and says a few words.
Yes, to his family. I'm very sorry, and I hope that one day that you can find it in your hearts to forgive me.
Then comes the family.
Life has been irrevocably altered. At just 6 years old, she is at one of the most impressionable stages of her life. She was only 4 when she waited at school for her dad to pick her up, not understanding why he never came. When I arrived, she was confused and desperately wanted to call him, but each call went unanswered. I had to explain to her that her daddy wouldn't be coming back because someone had hurt him. I watched her curl up in my arms, hiding her face as she processed this unimaginable loss. I watched her curl up in my arms, hiding her face as she processed this unimaginable loss. For months following, she would cry out for us whenever we left the room, terrified that we wouldn't return. This fear of abandonment stemmed directly from the sudden absence of her father.
Todd's mother, Sandy, spoke directly to the woman who took her son's life.
I always will be. Todd's not here to tell his story. Only God, Todd, and you know the truth of what happened on April 19. All I know, he was brutally murdered by you, and he basically died for nothing. You didn't even know him. Your actions to take my son's life changed my life forever. It's changed all of our lives. Even more so, you took a father from 2 beautiful children. They were his world, and he was theirs.
The judge sentences Teriana Paschal to 20 years to life for aggravated murder, along with an additional 3 years for the firearm specification, making her eligible for parole after 23 years. Todd Morgan was not a perfect man, but he was a father who showed up for his children until the day he no longer could. That afternoon, his daughter waited at school, believing he was on his way. And years later, she is still learning how to live with that absence. Some cases stay with you, and this is one of them.